Morning, everybody. Hope everybody's healthy and safe. It's going to be another beautiful day. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I did lose a game recently, and so my streak of 58 games has evaporated. So obviously I do play games apart from the one that I stream live, which I stream live randomly in the morning, and my streak has now gone down to 4. So I'm not invincible. I do lose games, so I cannot play the perfect game. So let's look at the rankings now. Well, I see Suang Olong is continuing to hack his points. He had 21,031 points yesterday, and now he's got 222,273 points, so that means a gain of 1,242 points. So he's obviously hacking his points, and he will be banned eventually. Member King has increased slightly. Bakri is increased by 5 points. Kikwisha is not playing at the moment. Alaska Crab has increased slightly. Marvel Captain, I normally I always beat Marvel Captain, and I'm surprised that he's got 6,100 points in the moment, but he could be playing quite a bit. So he increased his point by 53 points, which is reasonable. You can do that in one day. And then Shamin Faraz, he's a very good player. Again, he came up for the ranks, but he went from 5,712 points to 5,876 points. So that 5,891, so that means he increased his points by 187 points in one day. So that's a little bit suspicious, but he is a very good player, and I did lose to him recently. So now I'm down to 8th place. So, as I say, it doesn't really matter about the rankings. It's just the pleasure of playing the game and enjoying yourself. And it is a very quick puzzle that you can solve, and it doesn't take as long as chess, for example, to play and complete a game. So let's play for today. Let's do a live streaming of a live match, and let's see how we go. Okay, so same old move. Not gonna change. As I say, as I told you, if it's not broken, don't fix it. If you're winning 9 out of 10 games, why fix it? Good. So now I'm going to get to my sweet spot here. So let me just exchange. It's safe to do so. And then I'll form my straight line. Okay, he's trying to stop me. Okay. Okay, so just block that so I can keep the pressure on. Now I'll just form my straight line. All heading towards the single corner. Okay, yeah. I can't play there because he's going to get a triple. So, and he's going to squeeze this checker, so I've got to make sure that I can move that checker here. So let's just leave that for the time being. Okay. So let's just make sure he can't take, he's not going to get a free checker. So now he's moved his checkers away from the double corner, so I'm still going to concentrate on attacking that. He can't play here because I'll squeeze that checker, and also, okay, so he's just changed there. And now I'm going to slip by to get a king. And that's the whole idea of pulling all his checkers away from his back row and slip by and get a king. So now he's more or less lost the game, but there is a danger that he can come through here, but I still have my anchor checkers. So let me just slip by now and get a king. Because one of the ways of winning is always try to get a king before your opponent. So let me head towards his back row to get a king. And what he's going to do is to remove this checker here and get in between my anchormen to get a king. But I can prevent that from happening soon. Or if he comes in, then I can sacrifice this checker, let me take this checker and still maintain my anchor. So I know exactly what he's going to do. At all costs, try not to remove your anchor checkers because it makes it very difficult for him to get a king. Okay, so I know more or less what he can do. So he's going to go in through here to get a king. I can't avoid it in the moment, but then of course I've got a little surprise for him that if he does get a king, I can just move this check away, he takes, and then I will recapture my checker. So let me just get a king. Well, he may be going in a different way. And what you can do is to count his move before he gets a king if he goes into the single corner, and make sure you can block the king so that the king cannot come out. Okay, so he's got, it's my turn. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even if he gets a king in the single corner, it will be blocked and it will be useless. Well, he's going that way. Okay. So I'm going to do my little trick on him. As soon as he moves there, I just move this checker out so he doesn't get a triple. And then retake, and I still maintain my anchor. Anchor him in there. And he's still going to be able to get a king, but at least he hasn't broken up my anchor, which is very important to maintain if you can. So now I'm going to try to make sure that this king is useless. If he does get one. So I'm going to try to face off. I'm going to try to neutralize this king now. So if he goes here, this king is neutralized, but if he goes this direction, then he can attack this checker here. So let me just move it out of the way. So this checker is in danger of being chased down by the king. See if we can set any traps for him to remove that king. That king is dangerous, of course. Let's play here. See what he does. Okay. Right. Well, now that I've more or less neutralized this king now because he removed the checker from there to there. So my checkers are lined up vertically, so it makes it difficult for the king to move. So that's what you do if you have a king. If your opponent has a king, then make sure they're aligned properly. And there's a danger that he'll get a triple if he moves his checker here, but he didn't. He's trying to save this checker here. Now, if I make a mistake of going after his checker here, he can then move his checker over up there, and then he will get the double. But let's not do that. Let's just get a king. Yeah, he's doing it so that he gets a double. He's not bad. He's learning. He's learning. He's learning. Okay. Okay, so to avoid the double, I've got this elbow here, so obviously there's a danger of getting a double. And that's why you try to avoid elbows as much as possible so that you don't set yourself up for doubles. So let me just make sure that I don't give him a double. I'm moving that check away. Okay. Right, so let me start going after his checkers just by coming behind him. I will have to do something about this king here. So perhaps I should set him up to remove the threat of the king. You can get another king by just going through here. Now this is going to be an interesting exchange, that if he does give me this checker here, it's called a ricochet shot. Give me this checker here, I will take, he will take, and then I will get his king as well as one of his checkers. So he really shouldn't do that. But he can come around and then squeeze me here. So let me try to avoid that. Avoid him doing that. But then he will still lose his king. So, but it'll break up my anchor. So I'll try to avoid him doing that. Okay. Let's play here. Because he's going to try to squeeze that checker there. He's thinking, which is good. So I can block me losing that checker there. And then I'm going to set up a trap for him to capture his king, to remove his king. That's why it's very important to learn how to set traps. So although it's 6 against 6, I've got a better position because I still have my 2 anchor checkers at my back row. Okay, so he can go there. So the checker there is no longer in danger of being taken by the king. So let me just go and get a king, and then face off all the checkers, and then set a trap for his king. Exchange there. Exchange there. He can give me that one or get another king. Okay, but that will break my let me just chase after his other checkers to push them into the corners. At least he's not going to break up my anchorman. That's what he's trying to do, of course, and also try to get out of his king, because his king is more or less trapped. It's not free to move. Okay, so if he does that, then I have to exchange, and he's broken up my wow, that's not bad. He's broken up my my anchorman. Okay. It may end up in a draw after all. He's not a bad player. He's not a bad player. Yeah, although he's got a low score, again, he may be a very good player that's just starting out to start with playing the program. It is a draw now, so he did very well. Okay, it's a draw. Let's just make sure I can move this checker out to get a king, and they can't get it. Like if I play here, he plays there, I play here, and then I can run. Okay, so it's safe. You've got to calculate, whether you can safely move your single checker out, because they cannot move backwards. There's always a danger that they can be captured if you're not careful. So it's careful. Okay, it's a draw, so I'll just say it's a draw. I don't think he's going to play badly, but who knows? I'll offer him a draw, and then if he doesn't take it, I'll try to win by setting some traps for him. Three against three, it's a draw, but he should really accept the draw. But let me just offer him a draw so that we don't prolong this game. And the way he positions himself in the double corner, that means he knows what he's doing. And a lot of players sometimes on this site, there's no fifth move rule, that after fifth move it becomes a draw like in chess. They should really be. I asked the maker of the program to do that, but he hasn't done that. So you can just keep on playing and playing. There was one time one player refused to allow the draw, to make it a draw. I offered the draw, and we played for 3 hours just going back and forth, which was ridiculous. So if he doesn't accept the draw, I'll just try to exchange checkers, and then when it becomes one against one, one checker against one checker, it becomes a draw automatically after 7 moves on this particular site. So he's not accepting the draw, so I'll just say I'm getting bored. Okay. So we'll just have to play it out, because if I give up or make a mistake, I lose 9 points, and if he loses, he only loses 1 point. So I gotta be very careful. So let's just try to exchange checkers. And then okay, he's probably he just doesn't want to press the draw button, which is silly. You can easily press the draw button and not play on. Okay, let's go here. It's safe to go there. So again, still be very careful how you play, because you can lose the game. Okay, so if I trade here my king, I'm there, I'm here. If I did that, trade my king to get 1-1, he actually would win, because so that is what he's probably thinking of. Okay, let me see what he says. Remis. Okay, Google, what does remis mean? R-E-M-I-S.
Root means square. On the website search.proquest.com, they say root means square values
What
within
country is he from?
The C scored raw recording data are plotted as a function of time.
I don't recognize this flag, so I don't know what he said. Remis. I'll just put a question mark. Perhaps he'll explain it to me. Remis. 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 Okay. So, if he's good enough to get a draw, I don't understand why he wants to play it out. Perhaps he's hoping that I'll get disconnected. Who knows? Who knows? Some players do that. They just move at the last moment that their 30 seconds is up, hoping that you will get disconnected and then win the game by default because you got disconnected. Yep, I think he's hoping that I get disconnected. He's just waiting, his 30 seconds to play. Okay, let me get a king, and then perhaps we can exchange that way. I'll tell him that my record is 3 hours just going back and forth. My record is 3 hours going back and forth. Okay. So let's see if he wants to waste his time going back and forth for 3 hours. I'll try that. Stop! Hey Google, stop! Did you want me to start the clock? Me to start the start the clock. Okay, after 5 minutes I normally then start the clock. I don't know why there's some people like that out there that know it's a draw but just want to continue playing. Oh, let's see what he says. Yes. Oh no. Okay, well, I will cut this video short because obviously I don't want you to watch for watch for 3 hours. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Let me just go into the corner. Let's see what time it is. It's 10 o'clock. So it's 10 o'clock. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. a.m. here. So I will obviously cut out the part where we just go back and forth and then show you what happened in the end. So I've started the clock and let's see how long he actually goes back and forth for. So, all right, we're in for a long one if he doesn't exchange. But you will meet the occasional player like that will just go, okay, let's see what it says. It's 7 p.m. here, 7 p.m. here, so I don't know where he is. He's 3 hours behind. I wonder what flag that is. White and red. What country is he from? So I'm just going to stop the clock. Well, I'm going to edit. I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to go back and forth with him until we exchange, and then I'll just edit out that part so that you know it's a live stream. Oh man.
Oh well, I guess he must have pressed quit and gave me 1 point. But that's okay. Don't forget to click like if you like my streaming live games and also subscribe. See you in a little while. See you tomorrow. Bye.